Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today, a very important topic, oftentimes thought of as tongue-in-cheek, or as I often say in many posts lately, and have been actually for quite some time, suggesting that when Donald Trump wins in 2024, the left are going to spontaneously combust. Now, one might say that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's a bit sensational. However, it seems that according to Mark Halpern, it could be the greatest mental health crisis in the U.S., and I am in agreement with him because I'm sure most of you already know. You've seen many of the viral videos, particularly of the woman in the neon green jacket that falls to her knees and screams no when Trump won. It's going to be 10 times that, I believe. So from the Daily Caller, Mark Halpern tells Tucker Carlson Trump win would cause great mental health crisis in U.S. history, and I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting November 5th, to say the least. Journalist Mark Halpern told Daily Caller News Foundation co-founder Tucker Carlson on Tuesday that he believes a re-election victory for former President Donald Trump would trigger an historic mental health crisis. I agree. Trump currently holds narrow leads over Vice President Kamala Harris in every battleground state except Wisconsin, according to Real Clear Politics averages, right, which is what we use to here, the aggregate. Halpern on the Tucker Carlson show warned that a Trump win could prompt widespread mental health issues, including addiction, divorce, and violence. Now, we can look at this and kind of say, kind of tongue-in-cheek, maybe that really is a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it's a little sensationalized, but you know where we are today in 2024. The hypersensitivity, the ideology, the philosophy, how the Establishment Uni-party used lawfare against Donald Trump to turn him into a one-dimensional villain. We've seen it all. So let's just listen to a little bit of the interview.
Let's say Trump wins 3 weeks from today. Mm-hmm. What happens? The Democratic Party as you said, a lot of Democrats, maybe the majority, believe that Trump becoming president again is the worst thing that ever could happen. So how do they respond to that?
I say this not flippantly. I think it will be the cause of the greatest mental health crisis in the history of the country. I think tens of millions of people will question their connection to the nation, their connection to other human beings, their connection to their vision of what their future for them and their children could be like. And I think that will require an enormous amount of access to mental health professionals. I think it'll lead to trauma in the workplace. I think there'll be some degree of
Are you being
protest. 100% serious. 100% serious. I think there'll be alcoholism. There'll be broken marriages.
What?
Yeah. They think he's the worst person possible to be president, and having won by the hand of Jim Comey and Fluke in 2016, and then performed in office for 4 years and denied who won the election last time, and January 6th, the fact that under a fair election, America chose by the rules pre-agreed to Donald Trump again, I think it will cause the biggest mental health crisis in the history of America.
And again, it's absolutely feasible. I don't know how much further it will get into it. As he says here, he says it's going to lead to addiction and divorce and violence. And here's why. And here's why I think it can. Here's an example.
Hi. I want to know how you can vote.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Shameful.
Are you the one that walks by here and always screaming at people?
No, I haven't walked by recently.
Okay, because a lot of people walk by and scream.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You are voting for the devil. Don't you know that?
No.
Why are you voting for him?
Because I believe he is the moral candidate.
Oh, my God. F you for that one.
That's
moral?
exactly right. That's how your side acts.
Oh, my God.
That's
He's
how
the
you
most
guys...
immoral person around.
In your opinion, that's
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. God
everybody's opposed to you.
God bless you.
Bye.
All right, and so, in all seriousness, I can see this happening. Now, you may recall back when Trump did win in 2016, there was levels of civil unrest. But I think in 2024, that level, based upon this example of this particular individual, illustrates it, right? How can you support the devil? How in the world can you? Because these people, they think Trump is Hitler. They believe he's a convicted felon. And let me just clarify that. The lawfare against Donald Trump is orchestrated. They called Donald Trump's little campaign. His campaign deal there at McDonald's is obviously part of the campaign. It was obviously not real. We obviously know that everything had to be orchestrated and organized and everything else. You can't just have people running around willy-nilly, normal, everyday kind of people coming up to a drive-through window with Donald Trump standing there. But everything has been orchestrated and designed, and here we are. We're just 2 weeks away. And I think that the establishment has kind of run out of ammo. It's like, what more can they throw at Donald Trump? What more vitriol? What more evil things can they spew? What gutter nonsense? What gutter tabloid stuff can they do? I think they've used it all. And I think they may have come to a conclusion that they know that Kamala is sinking terribly. I should have pulled up some of the polling and betting odds. It is looking very bad for Kamala Harris. And we always have to remember that they have a tendency to oversample Democrats and undersample Donald Trump. And things are not looking good for her at all, and they know it. And you have this woman here who on November 5th is going to completely lose her mind. Now, I don't know where this took place, like what state or whatever, but we're going to see a lot of these people like this lady right here. And on November the 5th, these people are going to lose their minds. And I don't know to the extent of what they will do, but I know they'll be angry. They'll feel justified in their anger. They'll feel justified in their rage. And the Establishment Uni-party is going to be responsible for having created this mindset that Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Democrats are always going to win and they don't have to worry about it. But the reality is it's not looking good for Kamala Harris at all. As a matter of fact, here's kind of an example of the mindset here, right? Were you honest about Biden's decline? Joe is perfectly capable. Then why are you the candidate? You see, these are the things that common sense, rational, everyday people realize when they hear Kamala Harris speak, when she's presented with questions and how she responds. In many cases, she doesn't really answer the question. She goes off into sloganeering, or she just goes off into some philosophical, feel-good, life coach outline of America and this, that, and the other. She never really answers a question. And normal, rational, common sense, everyday people can see this. And on November 5th, I am absolutely right there next to Mark Copran on this idea that there's going to be a mental health crisis. There is going to be a meltdown. I don't know to what level the civil unrest will reach, but I believe it will get very ugly, can get ugly, and maybe for an extended period of time, because a lot of these individual people, and I see them across social media, and I would say like within the last several months, it's escalated and escalated. I'm getting more and more comments, more and more pushback from individuals across all my social media. Not a lot of people, but more so than normal, than any other time, because I think they see the writing on the wall, or they perceive the writing on the wall, or they want to perpetuate the idea that there's no way Trump can win it, when in reality he will. Because like I said, the Establishment Uni-party, the deep state, the left, the Democrats, the shadow campaign, however you want to identify them, have filled these people's minds with the idea that Donald Trump cannot win because he's a convicted felon, because he does this, because he does that. Kamala Harris came out today and talked about Mike Milley, who recently resigned, the general, saying that Trump wanted loyal people like a particular individual in Germany had. But of course, he's just talking about loyalty. But they take it out of context, and they try to make it their own and try to create the world that they want everyone to believe. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think we're going to be in for a very explosive November 5th, maybe a civil unrest situation, very similar to a George Floyd? Don't kid yourself. It's very interesting. But I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, as well as everyone here on YouTube, for your guys' continued support. It's greatly appreciated. The likes, the shares, and the comments really help out the channel. And, of course, below the video, you can find my various links, that being to my social media and affiliates. But thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's what I had for you guys today, and I'll see all of you in the next video.